Jujutsu Kaisen The Culling Game Part 1, Episode 7. It's really insane that so many side characters are getting the focal point this season. So we start things off with Sasaki having a dream. Inside this dream, she's stuck inside of a barrier wall in bed, and she hears Kenjaku call out. He warns her about the Culling Game that is about to start. And he also lets her know she has a one-time chance of leaving. Now the two hold hands, and we get to see him walk off. We see incredible destruction in the background, and as this dream is about to end, Kenjaku turns around to her and says, "Thanks for being nice to my son. What the heck?" Finally, she wakes up to see this barrier, and it turns out that everyone had a similar dream. The only thing that is different about hers is the thing about being nice to my son, which really gives a lot, I feel like. So after that, we go back to Hikari and Kiara. Real quick rerun, so Hikari finally finds out that Gojo has been sealed away and that Megami is head of the Zennin clan. Pretty much after that, Hikari goes ahead and says, "Hey, I'll join up with you guys," and Kiara's just part of the package deal. So now we're finally back to the little robot tablet thing that comes down as like, "Hey, there's a new rule added to the Culling game where you can see players' information." And this is when Megami has his big game plan. So he's going to be twisting rules in order to make a new rule. This is to actually transfer points, because you have to have so many points, and if you don't do so, well, you lose your power and then you die off. Now we get to the people that they need to track down. First of all is Angel. They need the skill set. They looked through the tablet, could not find them, so that might be a hard one. Next up are the specific targets that they're going to probably get into some type of fight with. First of all is Hajime Kashimo. Next up is Hiromi Hiragama. Now we get to the group split off. Of course, it's going to be Megami and Yuji and Pandas on trying to track down this angel person. And the other duo is actually another preset, it's Kiara and Hikari. Now we get to Yuji and Megami's big entrance into the barrier. So of course, the tablet's like, "Hey, accept the terms." Megami says yes, and I was really stunned here. I'm like, wait, you're telling me that Yuji doesn't also have to agree? He just goes ahead and goes with Megami, and I'm just like, okay. And apparently the big gimmick with this is there's going to be a bunch of cursed users from the past that have actually died within this barrier as well, which is going to make things crazy. You're going to have present and past just all over the place. So it really opens up a large variety of battles. Once inside, we get to see Yuji midair, and Megami actually spawns in a different spot. So random spawn points for everyone that goes inside of this barrier. Now we do get two small fights in this episode. Yuji runs into this plane woman which tries to power dive him using her like weird plane hair, and Yuji ends up clocking her out. Her husband gets upset and he's a helicopter. Like, I was just like, okay, these powers are getting a little too creative. Like, this is territory that we don't need to go into. And of course, Yuji ends up beating him as well. Megami ends up running into a woman which tries to fight him, but it only shows where she gets hit by him, which just makes even Megami more of a legend. And let me just say, not because of domestic violence, because he actually fought back. But Megami ends up trying to get information out of this woman, wanting to find Hiromi Hiragama. And we get to see as some sort of compromise is made, which is quite weird. She ends up wanting Megami to be her knight, which he quickly agrees to very cold-bloodedly. That's our Megami. And the two walk off and she leads him somewhere. Now we go back to Yuji. So after he beats Propellerhead, someone comes running up the stairs, and it is this boy. I forgot to mention, both Propellerhead and Airplane Woman had some type of boy helping him out, and it just so seems as he was commanding them to actually go and attack, he was like an airplane traffic controller, just trying to give them vision to potential targets, and it just so happened that Yuji was one of them, and the boy felt like he recognized Yuji. So after coming up the steps, this is when Yuji realizes this boy is back from his old town. Just like Megami, the boy and Yuji begin walking together. We get to find out his name is Ren Ame. Now this is where we get to the ending of the episode. Both Yuji and Megami get to know where Hiragama is. So pretty much in unison, both Yuji and Megami's partners reveal it. They say it's in a place where supplies are of abundance, and each one says a different location. One says Hakibaru, and one says Shinjuku. I probably butchered that terribly. This season is definitely information overload. Like, my head is busting. There's so many callbacks. There's so many characters that I felt like were one-time things or not really mentioned too much, or if they are, you just don't expect them to be having a role like that. So sometimes I have to like look them up on Google and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember them." It's just really how it is with this season. I feel like at the same time you're watching this, that you actually got to be reading the manga while watching it like in unison. It's that insane at times. Honestly, maybe it's for me being a small brain anime watcher. I'm not one of those guys that constantly want action, but the lore is a little too rich at times for my taste. With that, I rate this episode a 9.3. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on Jujutsu Kaisen the Culling Game, Part 1, Episode 7. Hope you guys stay safe, and until next time, peace out, guys.